What's up, guys? It's Pox Tops with Weekend Warriors, and here we are back in Xcom 2, War of the Chosen. Welcome to episode 9, and here we are on the Avenger. There's a little overview of what all is going on. We got that proving ground started building last episode, and we moved an engineer into the workshop to go ahead and get those gremlins up and running. So they freed up a couple of engineers to work on other stuff. So we went ahead and dropped them into went ahead and dropped one engineer down to help with that alien debris clearing, and then I put a gremlin in the resistance comms and a gremlin, God, if I could speak English, a gremlin into the power relay. So we finished up modular vector rifles. At this point, I would actually like to get Gauss weapons done. Improving the damage that our sniper rifles do by upgrading the sniper rifles is going to be pretty important. So we'll go ahead and get Gauss weapons researched. And we'll go ahead and try to pick up this supply drop as well. Get that out of the way so we can get some more stuff done. If I'm not mistaken, that actually gives us enough supplies to build the training center as well. But we'll go ahead and move down to this other scan point, which is another supply scan. So for now, let's go in here and get that training center started up.
Our current power systems to the limit.
So with the training center there, I guess where that alien debris is right below the workshop is where I'm going to throw the resistance comms, and that should allow us, to throw an engineer and a couple of gremlins in it and get that done. So there's another engineer reward for that, and those two randoms actually should have grabbed a little bit of experience from that. Cover it up as well. We still can't do Hunt the Chosen Warlock Part 2, unfortunately, so I guess for now we'll go ahead and get technical advances, actually. Reducing the cost it takes for us to upgrade our power relays is going to be pretty important, and the bonus aim is pretty nice too. So what I'd really like to do is send Lau on that. Unfortunately, we have to use a scientist as well. And let's see. I'm having a hard time deciding who this other soldier's going to be. Let's go with Callie. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And that should do it for the Avenger stuff, I believe. Let's see. Oh, no. We can throw that new engineer into there. Reduce that even further. So we only got 5 days until that spot's cleared up. Just going to net us some nice little chunk of resources for clearing it. Honestly, the resources you get from that alone is almost what makes it worth it. So that dark event that just popped forced us into a retaliation mission, which is unfortunate. I would have liked to have gotten those supplies done, but we can always come back to it after we're done with this retaliation. And honestly, the retaliations aren't too bad. So we just gotta figure out who all we're gonna take. We definitely need another lieutenant. I'm trying to keep the rank ups sort of spread out and keep from having like 4 or 5 really good soldiers and everything else not so good. So if you're wondering why I'm not, why I'm spreading those ranks out. That's why. I want everyone to be good. We share the wealth with all. Honestly, I should probably be using those personal combat sims and the weapon upgrades more than I currently have been. I really don't want to throw weapon upgrades on weapons that are low tier. Low tier weapon upgrades generally aren't that great. Some of them are still pretty good, like the auto loaders. Getting a free reload is pretty good. So on this one we went with Pox, Lightmare, Marb, Nothing, and another random specialist. Unfortunately, Panda is still recovering from that purifier explosion in the previous episode, so fortunately he has to sit out this one. Also like how when we're in the dropship, Pox's overcoat bottoms just kind of disappear. Are they disappearing, or are they just going through the bottom of the seat and you can't see them? It's so funny. It's a really funny graphical glitches that happen with that overcoat. But here we are. This one right here, it took us a little bit of time in the beginning to actually find the first few enemy pods. So there's going to be a little bit of a time bender coming up here in a second once Central stops talking and I get control of the units. So there's that time bender. Like I said, it was a little bit of a delay. I want to remove the slow crawls if possible. And I believe this is our first encounter with a muton. So as far as enemy priorities go, that muton is actually pretty high up on the list. He instantly focuses the resistance instead of us, which is pretty good, because out of all the enemies, he definitely is the one that has the highest chance to probably kill someone. Nothing's Overwatch shotgun shot kills the stun lancer instantly, which is really good. Both the stun lancer and the muton are pretty high priority targets, so getting rid of one of them literally instantly, that's good stuff. Unfortunately, we have another enemy pod patrol right into us. Though, granted, I actually don't think that pod activated on us. I think it activated on the resistance operatives. They're standing over there. So yeah, we actually have help in this. NPC soldiers that are also fighting. Which is a little different than the previous retaliation mission we did, in which it was just us. So they help out a little bit. They at least absorb fire. I mean, that's terrible that they're basically sacrifices. But I mean, it's better than one of our guys getting shot. And as we've seen over the past few episodes, having one of our guys get injured and being out for 14 days, it's pretty tough. I noticed that where that sectoid is standing, we can actually blow that canister up, which will definitely one-shot him. I wanted to check and see if remote start would actually do it, but it isn't a target for remote start. So I end up just moving over and having Marb take the shot at the canister here. He looks so happy. He was so happy to blow stuff up. So at this point, it's like, okay, so the muton is behind full cover. I know that there's another enemy over there near where that sectoid was at. No one has sight on him. And who better to get sight on the enemy than the guy who's always concealed? So we'll go ahead and move Pox Tops up on this little cliff here behind that tree. and he instantly gets the flank shot on the trooper. So I go ahead and have him take that flank shot and kills the guy. 6 damage crit, that's pretty good. So, Lightmare, I need to get some damage on this Muton, and the Muton is still behind full cover, so I go ahead and I activate Demolition, which destroys his cover. So now he is very vulnerable to shots. I go ahead and move nothing up. So one thing to note is when it comes to Mutons, do not melee them. They have an ability called parry, in which they negate your melee attack and then they melee attack you with their plasma rifle, and the damage from that plasma rifle melee hit is a little insane. So we go ahead and we take this shot here with that other specialist. Unfortunately she misses, so that leaves everything into the hands of Nothing here. And Nothing takes this sniper shot with a shotgun and gets the critical and one-shots him. Absolutely amazing. Nothing has really high aim for a ranger, and that's really good. To be honest, I should probably be equipping a shotgun with laser sight and either a hair trigger or a repeater, but like I said earlier, I don't want to put low quality mods onto guns. Though, granted, with the amount of advanced and superior stuff that we've been getting, I may actually have no choice. We'll see what our mods look like as we get closer to endgame. It'll be really nice also once I get the Proving Grounds up and running. I think I want to build a Spark, by the way, which is a robotic soldier that you can use. And on top of that, with the Proving Ground, I'll be able to build experimental ammo, which will give me Talon rounds and upgrade Nothing's crit chance tremendously. So they go to run in, they activate Marb and that specialist Overwatch. The specialist unfortunately misses, but Marb does connect. I'm not entirely sure, but I think Marb actually got a kill out of that. In fact, yeah, he did. That one stun lancer was already injured, so he definitely killed whatever that other one was. I'm not sure if it was a stun lancer or a trooper. They activate Lightmare's Overwatch. Lightmare gets the kill. Unfortunately, so generally the rule of thumb is, if a stun lancer can see you, he can probably reach you. So it's always a pretty good idea to not let stun lancers take actions. Stun lancers, when they attack you, if they don't just straight out kill you because they have a ridiculous crit chance built in, if they don't outright kill you, then their stun lance will stun you. Both outcomes are really bad. I mean, obviously, if you do get hit, you would much rather your soldier get stunned than for you to lose him. But so unfortunately, when that resistance soldier ran out and kicked those doors open, it did activate that other pod. So we're in this weird situation where we have enemies to our, I'm gonna say northwest. We have enemies to our northwest, enemies to our northeast, and then enemies directly to our west. So we're in a pretty rough situation overall because we're technically surrounded. And on top of that, don't forget that this is a retaliation mission, and there is definitely a faceless. One of these civilians is definitely a faceless. So we have to keep that in mind when we're moving our soldiers around. So Pox has another really good opportunity to get a flank shot off here. So I go ahead and I take the 100% chance shot and finish off that other stun lancer. So it's one less stun lancer to deal with. On one hand, it's kind of weird that there's so many stun lancers, but I guess considering what the lore on stun lancers are, about them being like riot police essentially, it kind of makes sense, I guess, considering what type of mission this is, that there would be a lot of stun lancers involved. But I go ahead and reload Lightmare, and at this point I know that I can take a sword slash and get a kill out of it. And I'm pretty sure that the stun lancer directly to the north of nothing is probably the safer option when it comes to sword attacks. Later on down his skill tree, that won't matter too much, because when he gets a kill, he becomes invincible to damage. So. Fortunately, the specialist misses the stun lancer that is in the far back there. So I end up having to move Marb up as well. And pretty sure he gets this kill. Pretty sure he kills the guy. Yeah. So Marb gets the flank shot, crit, and guns him down. So that's one less stun lancer to have to deal with. So now it's figuring out exactly what to do with nothing. And I go ahead and decide to slash the stun lancer that was directly to the north of nothing. And that still gives him sufficient cover. He can't be hit by that other stun lancer, but unfortunately he does activate the faceless citizen. Unfortunately. So luckily the stun lancer decides to focus on killing more citizens instead of targeting one of our soldiers. The purifier does activate Lightmare's Overwatch shot, but unfortunately she misses. That'd have been nice if she would have got a hit there. She probably would have killed him. That would have been pretty good. So now we just gotta wait through the resistance's turn. They take some pretty interesting shots here. If I remember correctly, they do end up killing that stun lancer though, so that works out in the end. Like some of these shots, I'm not entirely sure. Like that guy, like literally shot him through the wall. I mean, I guess maybe he shot him through the hole in the wall there. I don't know. The shot just kind of didn't really make any sense. Kind of like that one. This one climbs up on top of the roof and gets the height bonus. And he gets a good angle as well. So that does it for the stun lancer. All that's left is the faceless and the purifier here. Unfortunately, that resistant soldier did miss the purifier, but it's not that big of a deal. They're basically harmless for the most part. Luckily, the faceless didn't get an action, so nothing was able to get the fairly close range shotgun shot on him and kill him. So all that leaves now is the purifier. Shouldn't be too bad. We actually should have pretty good shot lines on him once we move up behind those steps. I go ahead and move Pox at least closer to the building. I don't think this will go another turn, but in case I get really unlucky and everyone misses, might as well go ahead and move him a little closer so you can actually get sightlines on the purifier. Lightmare currently does not have a shot, unfortunately, so I end up having to move her. Move her there, and she still doesn't have sight on the dude, so she ends up having to overwatch.
Moving to designated position.
Weirdly enough, this specialist here also did not have sight, but the dude moved, so it didn't matter too much. Lightmare got the overwatch shot and unfortunately missed. So he moves there, and then he goes to set nothing on fire. As you could tell, like out of all those people that he had the opportunity to set on fire, he actually only hit one person. So the resistance gets their moves. The one that was outside actually had a flank shot on him and got him. The other one there, luckily, did no damage to Lightmare. I would have been very upset if that actually would have hit her. It's bad enough when I make a mistake, but when the AI shoots a purifier and causes damage to one of your troops, that's even worse, I think. I mean, I don't like making mistakes, but I also don't like it when the AI, an ally AI, that deals damage to one of our troops. So, with that finishes up Operation Empty Flame, and that's also probably going to wrap it up for this episode as well. We'll go ahead and do the promotions and stuff real quick and get that out of the way. Nothing became a lieutenant, which gives him run and gun or conceal, so I'm going to give him run and gun. And the random specialist, now called Turbo, also got a level up, and she is our secondary medic, so I went ahead and just kept her on the medic line. So that should finish it up for that. We got an Illyrium core. That's pretty important with some of the Proving Ground projects and stuff that we'll be doing. But with that, guys, that finishes up this episode. Thank you guys for watching. Hit that like button if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to see more. And I will see you guys in episode 10. Till then, take care.